You're listening to a Bay of Islands Radio original podcast.
Incoming transmission.
Beam aboard for another episode of Sunday Night Geek, live from the Bay of Islands Radio Studio in Warnerville, Newfoundland. Find us online at boir.ca and by subspace transmission 100.1 FM or on Rogers Channel 9. Join our hosts, Angel Sky Cosplay, Sean the Tech Ninja, and the Big Dirty Nerd as they travel through time and space, review all the nerd news this week, talk about things nobody ever talks about, and answers questions no one asked. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Sunday Night Geek. I am the Big Dirty Nerd. Sean is here with me as well. Unfortunately, Angel Sky has to do some work.
Yeah, she got adult and close up the store.
She has responsibilities to attend to this evening, so unfortunately, no Angel Sky for the fans of Angel Sky. No Angel Sky tonight, just the two boys. Yeah, but we got lots to talk about. Man, there's so much going on in the world of geek right now. New Star Trek, Picard finale, Moon Knight finale, Multiverse of Madness, 2 episodes of The Flash.
Mm-hmm. Halo.
My God, what else? There's so much going on.
I remember now. There's been so much happening. And
there's also conventions have started kicking into high gear again.
Shows have been canceled.
We had one here in Newfoundland this past weekend. Gander Geek Fest.
Geek Fest,
went ahead, and it looks like they had a good turnout. I saw some of the pictures, and looks like they had a great turnout. Yeah, I mean, for Newfoundland, for the center of Newfoundland, you wouldn't think they'd have massive amounts, but looked to be quite a few. Yeah. I'd say a couple hundred, if not 300 or 400.
I wouldn't mind one.
I had given it some thought, but frankly, the price of gas, I just cannot afford it.
I'm saving for vacation.
Yeah, see, stop talking about that, would you? Because I can't afford to go on vacation.
This is the first one we've been able to afford to go on. Hopefully, we can afford it.
I don't know how you can afford it. Are you selling Toby or something?
No.
Are you selling the cats?
No, I'm waiting for some LCD stuff to come in so I can try to get some commissions and that and just really scrape every single penny and just try not to have any expenses.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Oh,
that's not going to happen.
Try. Got a really good sale on
price of gas and the price of food and the price of everything else. You good luck with that.
We got a really good sale on coffee. She picked up I was like, hey, we're out of coffee. Go pick up coffee. Like $1 a can. Coffee. She picked
where too?
Up to work on clearance.
Oh,
President's Choice medium roast.
Oh, the yellow box stuff?
No, that's no name. No name's yellow. President's Choice is a bit more splashy color. Huh. Yeah, I didn't know. I had no name. Was it cheddar bacon chips they have up there?
The no name stuff is good, man.
I know.
Don't knock the no name stuff.
That's what I mean. Like we had a Dungeons & Dragons.
That's all I buy now.
What we'll do is we'll just grab like a lot of times going at D&D night or something like that. We'll just grab Big Paul no name brand chips because they're $1 or $2 a bag. Well,
when you think about it, the no name stuff, like the no name cheese and the no name, I don't know, different things. There's a bunch of no name bacon, just as good as the brand name stuff.
I had no name batteries when I was a kid,
and usually $2 or $3 cheaper.
Yeah.
So why not buy it?
I remember as a kid, totally blew my mind. Bought some no name brand batteries, yellow and black. That was not yesterday though.
I can't see those. I'm sorry, but batteries I'm very picky on, so I can't. Were they any good?
They were the novelty of it. No, they weren't bad, but it was $3 for a 4-pack of alkalines.
Oh,
back in the day. That was cheap.
That's not bad.
Yeah. And I went through them a lot because of my Walkman.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Now, of course, no such thing as batteries in mobile devices anymore that are unrechargeable.
Legends got canceled.
Yeah, Legends got canceled.
Apparently came out. You know why they canceled that in Batwoman?
Why?
They didn't want to renew his lease on the studio space.
Oh.
Yeah. Big campaign to get Legends back. There's billboards and everything being taken out by fans.
I can see that.
It's on Twitter. It's crazy.
It's definitely a niche show. I know you guys really enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as you guys did.
Ratings weren't bad.
It
was beating Riverdale.
Yeah.
And it was matching Kung Fu.
I have to wonder if maybe...
It's the sale.
It's the sale, but I'm also wondering if maybe the streaming services...
are going to take them.
Yeah.
Well, they have first rights now to them.
But doesn't the WB have their own streaming service?
Yeah, it's called HBO Max.
Oh, on HBO Max, yeah. Why don't they just put it on that?
Well, that's the thing.
If they put it on HBO Max, they could do a hell of a lot more with it.
Stargirl down in the States, its first broadcast on HBO
Max.
Yeah. It started back when it was DC Universe.
Yeah.
Back in a few years ago when that was the thing. That's what HBO Max came out of, was DC Universe.
Right.
So that kind of built HBO Max.
Have you heard anything with Stargirl? Because I have not.
Seasons 1, 2, and season 3 is apparently going to be a go. Season 4, they're one, but it's some of the newer shows, some of the newer stuff like that, and Batwoman was a mess.
Yeah,
it was always a mess.
The minute Ruby Rose says she was leaving the show, it kind of
it was made for her too.
The show was made for Ruby Rose, and when she left, like the entire mythology fell apart.
Is Superman Lois going to get canceled? No, it's doing amazingly well. They're not going to cancel that. Apparently, the Winchester's prequel series has also been
greenlit. Go ahead.
And Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights, yes, yeah, that should be interesting. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that one as well.
So they got a few episodes of that.
I really want them to do something with Green Lantern.
Yeah, back a few years ago they said there was going to be that. Apparently there was going to be a Green Lantern series on HBO Max, but now there's been upheavals over there, now they're trying to do they know that DC is their big brand they can have on it, like Disney has Marvel. Yeah. And they realize that now, and this is what they're retooling. They're getting everything under the one roof, so to speak.
That just it makes sense. I think the problem with DC and WB is they didn't realize. WB more so than DC, obviously, didn't realize the amount of content and the amount of wealth they could draw from for the stories. Yeah. So, I mean, we're starting to see that now. Let's get right into The Flash. We've been shitting on The Flash for the last 2 years. The last 5 episodes of The Flash have been absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Love it, love it, love it. The minute they brought that black flame into it and it was revealed to be Deathstorm, just absolutely fantastic. So last week's episode, they defeated Deathstorm. Get off your computer.
Friends of mine, I'm telling him.
What?
I'm telling him I'm on air.
They defeated Deathstorm, and unfortunately, Frost got killed in the process.
Although somebody's trying to bring her back.
Well, okay, so I've been having this theory about Blackest Night for the last couple of episodes. I think what's going to happen, this is my theory. This is going to lead into it from the fact that Caitlin is going to try and bring Frost back, but she's going to come back zombified. Yeah. I definitely think that's what's going to happen.
And this is going to happen is other people who died are going to be coming back because we got a taste of it.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that's what's going to happen.
Black Lantern Saga would be a cool way to jump into the Green Lanterns, though.
Yeah.
Be like,
well, that's the thing too. See, because the Deathstorm character in the Flash,
that's what it was,
is a cosmic being.
Yeah, he's from the Black Lantern Saga.
He's from the Black Lantern Saga. So that means out there somewhere, possibly we've got the Red Lanterns, Green Lanterns, Yellow Lanterns, Blue Lanterns, Indigo. What's the other one? Indigo and Violet, which is Zamarons. Yeah. And then there's the White Lantern Corps. And the White Lantern Corps. Or White... Is there a core of White Lanterns? I thought it was just one.
Well, at the end of Blackest Night, there was like a bunch of them.
Oh, I thought there was only one.
There's one, but like at the end, they all were given the power for 1 point. And brought back, and then there was only one that was Dead Man.
Okay.
And then they had that whole series then for a year when he was alive.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, which is weird, but it was good.
Yeah,
I read it.
Yeah. So that's very interesting. I'm kind of hoping that's the direction they're going to go.
I think this might be a lead into it. This is probably why they got Flash renewed for another year as well, as it's going to be bringing in some other things.
Well, as long as they keep taking the direction they're going now, I think they'll be okay. Like the last 2 years with all this run for the Loveberry was garbage. I mean, I almost gave up on it.
Yeah.
I'm glad
that's what I mean. It was starting to get to be like, it was just like they're throwing stuff at a wall, seeing what stuck.
And I mean, it turned into be more of a team rom-com. Than anything, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole thing with Cisco was like, oh God, that was terrible. And then it was just awful. I just hope they don't go the same direction with Allegra and Chuck. But we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
We'll see. Yeah. They seem like a cute couple.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It's really unfortunate that Angela can't be with us tonight because we're going to be spoiling a lot of stuff. I mean, we just spoiled the shit out of The Flash. So let's move on to the Marvel side of the universe. We're going to talk about Moon Knight first. Moon Knight, yeah. We're going to save Multiverse of Madness till our last segment.
Yeah.
Okay? Because that's going to take up a big chunk of time.
This is going to be, ooh.
Yeah. So Moon Knight ended its first series. There's been rumors there's going to be a season 2, but nothing confirmed yet.
Oh, so I wonder if he's going to pop up in somebody else's series.
I would say he's going to have to because this series made Moon Knight very popular very quickly.
Yeah.
And of course, in no small part to Oscar Isaac. Right.
And we only get to see Jake at the very, very final.
Right at the very end. Yeah. I was pissed. I was pissed. So the battle between Amet and Khonshu was very interesting. We're talking about two giant, basically Keiju gods.
Yeah.
Beating the crap out of each other over the Great Pyramid of Giza.
So I put up a meme. Was it people in Egypt just trying to go home after work? And they just see in the distance like the two of them fighting.
But you know what? I like the way they did the visualization on that because like you're this regular sized human that could be miles away, kilometers away, and you see these two giant gods fighting in the distance. And I was like, that's a very cool visualization. I really enjoyed that.
Brown pants visualization for me.
Yeah, I'm glad they wore their brown pants.
Yep.
So that was, the season or series finale was really, really interesting. Mark and Steven have been released from Khonshu's deal.
Yeah.
Their contract.
Because he's found a better one.
Because he's found a better one, which is the third personality we've been talking about the entire season, which is Jake Lockley.
Yeah.
Now, in the comics, and I've said this before, but Jake Lockley was a cab driver who was basically an information gatherer for Mark Spector.
Yeah.
That personality was. In this series, he's a complete psychopath.
Yeah. Wow. He's the dirty one.
He's the one who gets his hands dirty and has absolutely no misgivings about killing people.
Yeah.
Brutally.
Well, he's the opposite of, what's his name?
Steven.
Steven,
yeah.
Yeah, Steven's very docile.
Very docile.
And very genteel.
Yeah. Yeah. And they, I like that they really portrayed the differences between the characters. So what happens now is Mark and Steven have come to a balance. They're working together and they can switch their personalities quickly back and forth to adjust, to adjust to the situation that's going on. So we see that when Mark Spector's in control, we have the classic Moon Knight armor. When Steven is in control, we have the Mr. Knight suit.
Yeah.
Right? So that was kind of neat the way they were, when they were fighting.
You knew who was who.
You knew who was who, right?
I like that. I like the outfit too.
Oh, I love which one? Both?
Yeah, I like both. But I like his Mr. Knight outfit.
The Mr. Knight outfit is awesome. He's very good looking.
Very dapper.
Very dapper.
You're going to see a lot of people cosplaying that.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. I can just imagine. I mean, such a simple suit to do, too. Just get a white suit. All white.
Be hell you clean.
Oh, yeah.
One convention and that thing's gone.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Can you like 2 or 3, just every convention is just going to be like dry clean.
Yeah. And of course that design is based on Declan Shavely's work back in 2014, I think it was, or 2013, which I'm actually reading through that series now, and it's very, very good. Very, very good. Highly recommend it if anybody's reading it. You don't want to catch up on Moon Knight. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, there's another series coming soon, isn't it? The Ms. Marvel?
Ms. Marvel's coming out soon. Yeah, June. Hang on a second. My birthday is June 9th. Everybody wish me a happy birthday on June 9th. June 8th.
June 8th, yeah.
June 8th. So happy birthday to Jeff.
Yeah.
He gets a new Marvel series the day before my birthday, which is pretty cool.
On the other end of it, they canceled MODOK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a cartoon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Hulu.
It's unfortunate. I never saw it, but I heard it was really funny.
But apparently they didn't let him have too much script input. Some people like, oh, it's stupid because it's the robot chicken. People like, that's exactly what you need at some points.
Yeah.
I guess it's 10. I should binge watch it now.
MODOK has never been a top tier character.
He learns in the first episode he has a son that's an alt-right shit poster.
Oh god,
that's just great.
Yeah.
But no, Moon Knight is the one. I think he's going to be involved with like the Black Knight and Blade and stuff like that. I think they're getting like the Marvel Knights together.
I think that could be, and I think we're going to start seeing some Secret Avengers stuff going on. Secret Avengers or West Coast Avengers. Not Dark Avengers, because Dark Avengers, of course, were all villains.
Yeah.
Who were playing the roles of the heroes while being villainous pricks. But maybe Secret Avengers or West Coast Avengers or something like that. Yeah, could very well be. Yeah. And of course, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say we're going to hopefully see some more development on that soon.
I hope so. I mean, the Disney Plus series, you know what? Like, I'm on Twitter and a lot of people crap on them. And I'm just like, just let people enjoy what they enjoy. Like, to me, they are fantastic. Are they 100% perfect? No, not by a long shot. No. Like, if I were to give Moon Knight an overall rating, I would probably give it, out of 10, I'd probably give it a 6.5 or a 7.
Yeah, but
right. But it was
7,
good. It was still entertaining.
Surreal, even.
Surreal. Like, it was just, I don't know. Anyway, people are. people are cranky.
It's not all Endgame.
No, that's right. I mean, even people shit on Endgame. Let's be real. So and the other thing that finished last week, of course, was Star Trek Picard. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about Star Trek a little bit here now. Because, of course, that's yours and mine. Forte. Is that my bottle? What's my bottle doing over next to you?
Oh, I got cups.
You got cups?
Big theme family in that last episode.
Okay, that's been in the car all day and it's nice and warm. Yuck. Blech.
Like pee.
Oh, yeah, I won't be drinking any more of that tonight. It was really a theme of family. I mean, I think throughout the entire season it was, but this was really...
Like, Q was, like, getting all, like, emotional and everything, right? Like, you are, like, the humans I like. Like, I'm supposed to, like, up here, but, like, Like, it was, like, Q basically told Picard that he loved him. I love you. You're my family.
You're my... Yeah,
you're my hearth and home or whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly almost verbatim what he said. Yeah. You're my hearth and home, and he even looks at Picard. Picard says to Q something along the lines of, "Why do you keep coming into my life?" Yeah. And Q leans into him and says, "Because you matter." Yeah. And I was like, God, that's wow, that's big, right? Like, here's an omnipotent being. Yeah. Omnipotent, all powerful, basically admitting like he loves Picard. Yeah. He feels like they're kin. Yeah. And when I say love, I don't mean romantic love. I mean,
it's like familial love.
Familial
that's
love,
the thing,
right?
Though, is like, but that's the whole thing. Is like family isn't always blood. Like same thing, like with what's her name and her little adopted Romulan boy.
Yeah, with Elnor. Yeah,
Elnor. Jrati and Elnor. Yeah, Jrati as well. Like with them too. Like she very much looks at Picard like almost fatherly, I guess.
Yeah, almost. Well, she kept calling him Mister, and she had to. I mean, even she, I think, says at one point the reason why she was drawn to Picard was because he was the father she never had. Yeah. Right. Same thing with Rios. Yeah. Rios said something along the same lines, like, "I didn't know my father growing up." Yeah. Captain Admiral Picard is that father figure, right? So
that's the thing. He brought a lot of people into a family.
He brought a lot of people into the family, and I'm a little bit shocked that. I mean, after everything he went through with the Enterprise crew, that he refers to this ragtag bunch of Starfleet officers, Starfleet personnel, refers to them as family.
Yeah. Although we're going to see him and his family, the old family, next season.
That's
the last season.
Yeah. That's it. 3 seasons. That's all Jean-Luc signed up. Jean-Luc. That's all Patrick signed up for.
Everybody was all bent out of shape. Oh, they didn't cast Wesley for next season. And then,
I got to tell you, man.
Yeah, that was good.
I got a lump in my throat.
I liked it when I saw it. I was like, oh, somebody's been hopping around.
Yeah. So what happens is Corey Soong. Oh, we got a couple of connections to make here now. Corey Soong basically destroys all of her father's work into genetics.
Except for one file
folder.
Project Khan.
So
because the Soongs are supposed to be the progenitors.
Progenitors. Yeah. So that was very interesting to see. So the eugenics war, which was originally supposed to take place according to the original timeline or the TOS timeline in 1996, hasn't taken place yet. Yeah. Right. So Picard takes place in 2024. The eugenics war has not happened yet.
But some things just get delayed.
Some things get delayed. Some things, as you mess with time, things push around.
And this is what they were doing, rewriting the timeline.
And
now the Borg are good.
Yeah, well, let's get to that. Yeah. So we see that Soong is actually going to be a progenitor, I think is the word, of Noonien Soong. Mm-hmm. So that's definitely Noonien Singh.
Well, his grandson Aaron, I think, is who you see on Enterprise.
Yes. And he gets out of genetics work and goes into positronics, into androids. Mm. So that's really interesting. Now, you just mentioned about the Borg. Call it cooperative? Yeah. Let's call it cooperative.
They want provisional membership in the Federation.
Yeah, So what happens is Jurati and the Borg Queen are fighting for control over this Borgified Jurati's body. Mm-hmm. And basically, Jurati appeals to the Borg Queen's sensibilities and how to become more connected to the people that the Borg assimilate. And she's basically like, ask them to be part of your collective. Yeah. Don't just assimilate them, ask them. And the Borg Queen
actually contribute.
Yeah, and have them contribute. And the Borg Queen sees the logic in this.
Why have all that power? You're not actually going to benefit anything.
Yeah. Right, you're just destroying worlds, and you're ostracizing entire races, and so Borg Queen acquiesces. Borg Queen agrees. Girardi gives her control of her body,
and they steal the ship,
and they take off in the La Sirena.
Is that my ship?
So the ship is gone. The La Sirena is gone. Everything happens on Earth. Picard comes to terms with who he is and how his mother's death affected him, and blah 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 blah. Everything comes full circle when he puts that key to that room back where he found it originally. Q basically says he loves him, says he has enough power to send them all back to the proper timeline, and Rios decides to stay behind, which was kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I thought that they were going to go on with him a bit more.
Yeah, I thought so as well, which, I mean, maybe in season 3 we can still see something with Rios, but
maybe they're going to do, like, he's going to take over for what's her name because she passed away.
Possibly, yeah.
Because there's all that Romulan gear and everything there still.
Yeah, all that stuff is still there. Yeah, all Talon's supervisor stuff is still there. So, so in exchange for Rios staying behind, Q says, I have one more treat for you, and he zaps him off to the future. Q dies, I guess, for lack of a better word, discorporates, whatever, he's gone. They get back to the future. They pick up exactly where they left off. And we see that the Borg, Jean-Luc now knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And he tells everybody to cease fire, and that's when it was revealed that Girardi is the new Borg Queen.
Yeah. And she's trying to tap in to get things taken care of.
To get taken care of so they can save the galaxy faster.
Yeah, because apparently that was a last minute event.
Yeah, so whatever this new wormhole is that was created, apparently could have destroyed the entire galaxy.
Yep. And they want a membership in the Federation so they can safeguard it.
So they can safeguard it. They can be guardians of the gateway. And I'm like, what? And of course, the minute she asks that the Borg be given provision membership into the Federation, the Star Trek TNG themes plays. And I got all weepy. I was like, oh. And then, to make matters even better, that little bit of power that Q saved from transporting Rios, he brings Elnor back to life.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, and he was the one that actually was able to correct the harmonic whatever that they had,
resonance,
because they were almost going to lose what they were doing.
Yeah.
But because he brought him back, he was on the ship, he was able to fix the thing, and mission successful.
And off he goes, yeah. What a solid ending.
Yeah.
A real feel-good ending to this season. Really, really feel good. Then, of course, there's the epilogue where they're in the bar and they're chatting and they're being all buddy-buddy, blah, blah, blah. And Jean-Luc realizes he's got to go back to La Bar and talk to Laris. Laris is leaving. Laris is getting ready to leave. She's got her bags packed. She's getting ready to
all
go.
All the stuff's in a box on the left.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Like she's getting ready to get out of there. And Picard admits that he wants to pursue something romantic with her now. In this timeline, Picard's like, well, again, she's Romulan, so she's probably older than him, but he's like 92, she's probably like 150. Okay, all right.
Good for age.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, she's a cradle robber.
I mean, I saw the first episode when he was like just so close and didn't do anything. He was like, man, you got to get on that.
Yeah, you got to stop this, Jean-Luc.
That's how I feel like that moment, 40-year-old version. He's like, oh, yeah, 20, 25, I'm 40. Man, you got to get on that.
Yeah. So anyway, it ended off, basically the last scene was the camera panning out from Laris and Picard, and we're going to head into the next season now. Terry Matlis is one of the set supervising producers or something. I follow him on Twitter. He actually tweets out little behind the scenes things for season 3. And of course, one of the first things he tweeted out after that episode was sickbay on a Federation ship. And he's like, we need a doctor, hashtag Gates McFadden. And I'm like, oh God. So I wonder how that's going to work out. Like, did Crusher and Picard ever get married like they did in All Good Things, or?
That's what I'm wondering now.
I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. I guess.
All we knew what happened with Riker and Troy.
They got married and had kids.
Well, I guess we're gonna find out what happened to Geordi.
Yep.
And well, let's see. Data's gone. There's Geordi. And well, apparently though, Brent Spiner's back again.
Yes, he's back for the third season.
I think him and Jeffrey Combs are having a gentleman's better.
Yeah, I think so.
Most people.
Yeah.
So you gotta stay in the same family though.
Yeah.
But they're all even like Dorn. I wonder if there's gonna be jumping off for a couple of them because they've been trying to still push that series for him.
For Captain Worf. See, again, I'd rather see Worf in the Klingon Empire.
I'd rather see him as a youngster.
I think Worf's time in the Federation and Starfleet is done. Let's see him with the Klingon Empire, cleaning up the Klingon Empire, the House of Mohg, and
or even like
Martok. He's with the House of Martok now.
Yeah,
isn't he?
Martok's like Chancellor now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, as well now the Federation and the Klingon Empire have a higher relationship too. So after the Dominion War, so it'd be funny to see him like be like an admiral appointed to liaison officer for the Klingon Empire.
Oh yeah,
make him like an admiral. So, but he's got his baldric and all that stuff, and he's got his office sign Kronos.
Yeah. Okay, I'm liking that.
Yeah, it's like he heads like basically like the Federation embassy or something like that,
like Klingon Starfleet operations or something like that. Yeah, or Federation embassy,
or maybe conscripts, etc. Anybody want not conscripts, but what do you call it? Enrollment.
Non-coms.
Not like an office, or you can enroll and enlist in Starfleet.
Oh yeah, like HR, like recruiting officers or something like that. Yeah, okay, that'd be interesting.
New group of Klingons, the new generation of the first generation of Klingons fully in the Starfleet, or something like that. That'd be interesting, right?
I'm down.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
That would be interesting. Yeah. Don't just throw them on a ship and be like, "Oh, here's weak doing stuff." No, that's fine.
No. Let's not do that. I want to see, I want this to be the end cap for the TNG legacy.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a lot of other places to go anyway.
And I don't want to see Geordi in this episode and Riker and I want to see the fam.
Yeah.
I want to see, we're family. Right? I want to see.
Do anything.
Family will do anything for family. God. I want to see the crew get back together. Right? And maybe now that we've seen Wesley Crusher as a traveler, maybe it's going to tie in something with that.
I think so.
So you never know.
I think it's going to be like a "this is your life" kind of thing.
Possibly. I think it's definitely going to be interesting, without a doubt.
I like to see the Lost Era just after Star Trek VI. That era.
Yep.
That's the era I want to see.
Yeah.
Like going into that.
Will we ever, though?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I was championing for a Excelsior series for the longest time. And it never happened. Unfortunately, because I would love to see Hikaru Sulu as more than a walk-on captain. I want to see a series based on Sulu. But that's not going to happen now, I don't think. Then again, you never know, because, they just did a series with Picard, and Sulu is roughly the same age, or George Takei is roughly the same age.
And they need to put that money behind stuff to make sure that people come watch the content. So,
that's right.
You got to have the talent.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
People want, people get.
Yeah. Well, and we could bring Tim Russ back because he was a security officer on the.
And I liked how they retconned that actually in Voyager because he was on Star Trek 6, but he didn't have 20 years.
No, that's right.
What do you think of Strange New Worlds last couple episodes, though?
Okay, let's talk about
that because we only got so much time.
Oh my God! Okay, so Strange New Worlds, we're 2 episodes in. Man, I got to tell you, it felt so good.
I like it. I like how the crews come together.
Like to hear those words, space, the final frontier again. It just I was on the edge of my seat for 2 full hours of episode.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, oh, this is so
I was like,
good.
I like where he's just at his cavity. He's just ignoring it. Your phone's going off? Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. And then so he flies in to see him.
There was a lot of little tie-ins there, too, because in the original pilot for the original series, Pike had a TV in his quarters on the Enterprise. And in this series, he has a TV in his house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's the only member of Starfleet with a television.
Yeah.
Nobody else has one, and he's watching
This Island Earth, I think it is.
Was it This Island Earth, or was it The Day the Planet Stood Still?
Oh, Day the Earth Stood Still. Court. That's Court.
And I was like, wow, they're really going deep on this. And I'm sorry, but the star of this show so far is Anson Mount's hair.
I was going to say. Was it? No, was it?
Holy crap!
They said something on Red Letter Media about Anson Mount. No, they were talking about Doctor Strange, which we'll talk about later. It's like, Anson Mount showed up as Black Bull. It's like, I wish I was named after a sex position. Anson Mount's hair is amazing.
Amazing.
He definitely has like the great hairline. And just perfect.
He is a silver fox, man. Let me tell you right now, the wife, when she saw that, she was like, "Oh my!"
Yeah, he got all the hair.
Oh yeah, and he had that big bushy beard, the long hair going on. At first, I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're
the
channeling
horses and all that stuff."
I was like, "You're channeling your inner Hell on Wheels."
No, he was doing a Stetson commercial. He was doing a Stetson commercial. But oh my god, does anybody even remember those? But I like though how like he has that rapport with Robert April, which we see canonically. We
finally see Robert April canonically,
and he was his captain.
And sorry, all you haters out there, all you Trek gatekeepers. Robert April is a black man.
You're lucky he's human.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, deal with it.
Yeah.
Deal with it. It's done. It's written in stone now. Robert April is a black man. The first captain of the Enterprise was a black man. Deal with it.
What do you think of Chapel?
She is kooky,
She's
man.
a firecracker.
She is so kooky.
I like it. This episode. Oh, I didn't know it was going to hurt.
Yeah. That would, like,
your bedside manner is
she's
weird.
Nothing like Majel Roddenberry.
I think there had to been something happened or something for her to happen with that, because she's just so different.
But they introduce her as Nurse Chapel as a civilian in this series, not a Starfleet medical nurse.
No, and they refer to her at one point as Doctor, I thought, because she's a geneticist.
She's a geneticist, yeah.
But the thing is, I think probably she had to re-enlist.
Possibly.
To be an actual officer.
That could be.
By the time 6 rolls around, you see her as a doctor, well, I mean, they mentioned her before. I hear her Chapel's a doctor.
Well, that's a motion picture.
And you see her as a commander.
Yeah.
So that's
in the motion picture, she's introduced as a doctor.
She's a commissioned officer, too.
I have to say, like, this is the first ever Star Trek series that right out of the gate, I've fallen in love with the entire crew.
Yeah.
Right, like, the minute they walk on screen, I was like, love it. Love it. Love it.
If I had to have an apartment ever,
I'd
love to have his apartment. The captain's
cabin.
The cabin. His cabin.
Oh, his cabin.
Oh, hold on, come in. I gotta get the ribs.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he's cooking ribs.
He's cooking ribs.
Yeah, boys like
this
an
is
guy's like just chopping up. He's getting everybody in on prep. He's making the big old feed. I'm like, his captain definitely loves like hanging out with his crew.
He definitely likes hanging. Like we always knew through non-canonical examples like the comics and novels and stuff like that Pike was a very relaxed, very down-to-earth captain. And now we're seeing it.
Yep.
Now we're seeing it. Like, he wants to know, he wants to get his finger on the pulse of what's happening on his ship.
Yeah. This guy kind of got to throw a kegger.
Got to throw a kegger, yeah. And I like the fact that in that, and this is in the second episode we're talking about here now, we see that it's not just his senior officers. He got Uhura there. Yeah. He's got a couple of other.
He laughed at her. They got her with the formal dress joke. Formal outfit. Yeah. Come on in. I got to get the ribs. Yeah. Oh my.
And so let's just pop back to the first episode here a little bit. So
they got to get everybody together.
You haven't even said a word about this yet.
Yeah.
We finally see on screen the Saladin class.
Well, the Hermes class, apparently they said not Saladin, because Hermes is a scout. Saladin's a destroyer.
Oh, I thought it was
Destroyer's bigger. No, she's only one deck thick. That saucer's one deck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She's a scout.
Oh, okay.
She got a small shuttle bay in the back and a basic tube on the bottom for a nacelle.
So that explains why the crew was only 3 people.
Yeah, because she can be engineering space. Like I think by the looks of like that strut, you can get like the EPS conduit goes through one, but the other one's like catwalk. You can get down inside the nacelle if you have to for like any maintenance. But I think everything is from a remote station on the bridge.
Okay.
Kind of thing. I think she's built to be fairly automated. It's basically a runabout.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But like,
it was interesting to see first contact from the point of view of the aliens.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Federation.
And they're very much like late 20.
They were very late 21st century or early 21st century.
TV. And reporters with microphones and all that stuff.
And I loved. I'm sorry, but when Pike said, Captain Emergency Override, bring her down, full visibility, show them what you got, and the Enterprise drifts down over the city. I was like, oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
They had to rewrite that directive to something else.
Yeah, they had to change it from the General Order Number 1 to the Prime Directive.
That's never going to stick.
That's never going to stick.
Well, it's true, though. They screwed up. Yeah. Like, everybody in the area basically learned warp technology because they
screwed up. Yeah, exactly. And, of course, they couldn't talk about it because the entire incident is
classified.
Super duper hyper diaper classified.
It was a super duper
double secret, double black, double probation. That's what it was.
Oh my god!
So,
that's what I mean. So they had him over a barrel.
Yeah, I had him over a barrel. They had to do something. But I have to say, I really like the fact that he tapped when he beamed down to the planet. Once the two warring factions got together, and he beamed down to and they weren't getting anywhere, and he beamed down to the planet, and he's like. He started talking about stuff that's going on in our society now. Yeah. Specifically, what's happening down in the United States, what's happening with oil corporations and corporate takeover of the world. There you go. Yeah. We'll get hate mail for that one, I'm sure. Yeah. He says we had Civil War II, then we had the eugenics wars. He basically mapped it out. Civil War II. The eugenics wars, and then World War III, where 38% of the population of the planet was destroyed.
Yeah, and a large amount of its flora and fauna.
And a large amount of its flora and fauna. And humanity took a while to crawl out of that. And, of course, through Trek history, that Zephyr Cochrane was a big part of that in the first contact with the Vulcans. So that was the first episode. The second episode was a little more lighthearted.
I like that, though. Like, the whole, like... How do you deal with a comet that's like a sacred object kind of thing too, right? Yeah. And then you had this bunch of like, if you try to do anything with it. So they kind of like, I know what we're going to do. We're going to get help.
Yeah.
Basically, he's like, well, if you help us, if you try to destroy us, you're going to blow us up.
Yeah.
Which is great though.
Yeah.
Although we did talk about one thing, the Kirk joke all the way through the first episode.
Oh, the Kirk joke. Everybody was talking about Lieutenant Kirk. And it turns out to be
Sam, his twin Kirk. Brother with the mustache. Yeah. Nice mustache. Yeah, I can show you a girl one. I'm like, that was great. That was a great troll because they were trolling people too before that first episode. And people think that's going to be Jim Kirk. We're going to see Jim Kirk. It's Sam.
It's Sam.
Sam
with the mustache.
Yeah, he's the opposite. He's the other Kirk brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Who dies eventually on Deneva 9.
Yeah.
Deneva 9, Deneva 7, Deneva. Gets killed by alien parasites.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a neat little in-joke, though, right? I was like, ooh, because, of course, I didn't think Sam Kirk.
But then in this episode, the second one, you see he's definitely not, like, smooth or, like, cautious like his brother. Because, what's this, like, blam? Yeah. He's just knocked out for the whole episode.
He touches the thing, and he gets zapped. He's like, oh, dude, no.
Yeah, he's just out for the whole episode.
He's gone for the entire episode, This was a very Uhura-centric episode.
38 languages, Uhura. Good for you. Yeah. 22 of them are her native around the area.
I love that.
I need to be able to talk to people, so learn them all.
And Pike says to her, I hear you speak 22 languages. And she goes, well, 38, actually. 22 are my native tribe. I was like, oh, God. And they're all like, oh, really?
Neota.
But and there's been some criticism from online once again the haters and the gatekeepers on Twitter saying, Nichelle Nichols is the original, the best. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that you're not wrong.
She's like 80, and she's having some stuff on the go right now, so I don't think she can quite help it. Guys.
No, but let other actors do this, right? Like,
there's plenty of people.
We learned more about Nyota Uhura in 10 minutes of this episode than we did in 3 years and 6 feature films of the original series.
Apparently, she started out as a cadet on the ship. I mean, that's the thing. Like, the Enterprise for her is like her home. Yeah,
and she was going to originally be a linguistics professor at the University of Nairobi, right?
Yeah.
And her family got killed.
Yeah.
And she lived with her grandmother, who was in Starfleet. Like, we learned more about her, and she's very nervous. Like, she's never been on a away mission. She's very unsure of herself. I was blown away. I was like, this is the kind of character development we need for these legacy characters.
I like that. And I like they went back to Dr. Mbenga.
Yeah.
Him and Pike are old backpacking buddies.
Backpacking buddies, yeah.
Yeah.
That was interesting to see. So, Pike really embodies the I know a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he knows people, he's done stuff, he's experienced life. And I think, like, we're still seeing a lot of that theme, I think, that's going to be going through, especially this first season, is that he knows in 10 years he's going to sacrifice himself to save those 5 cadets.
Yeah.
And that...
It wears heavily on him.
It wears heavily on him, but like we see at the end of episode 2, he reviews where they are now in their lives. They're all children.
Yeah, they're all like
10 or 12. No, I'd say they're old now. They're 10 or 12.
Are rather young, yeah.
So, like this is going to be a theme that plays out with him, is his mortality.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they're not going to do any wide-ranging arcs. That's just going to be the one running thing, I think, is just going to be him and his mortality.
Him and his mortality, his realization that in 10 years, he's going to die.
And he's probably more realizing he's only got a short amount of time to do the best.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was only in the first episode that we really see him hesitate on anything. By the second episode, he's like full bore, let's get in command. Like there's that one scene in the first episode where they're getting ready to leave space dock.
Yeah.
And he hesitates to give the command to hit it. Right?
He's just going to...
He keeps seeing that face.
Yeah, every time he sees a reflection, he's just seeing himself in the future.
With the, what was it, gamma ray?
Yeah.
What was it, Delta?
Delta rays or something. It was on a cadet trip board. I'm trying to remember the name of the ship. And yeah, he got them out and he didn't die, but he got really messed up. But he was
messed up.
But he was the only one that actually got messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that little chair that goes boop.
Yeah, the little chair that goes boop. That's exactly what it is, though.
God.
So,
but yeah, we're gonna see, hopefully we'll see a lot more of the characters that they originally had show up in like the pilot and like some of the early original series. Yeah, because Kyle's from the pilot.
Yeah, yeah, he is. So
and he's Asian.
He's Asian
because like he wasn't there. Although they call him Chief, so he's enlisted.
He's enlisted. Yeah,
which they're starting to show more.
But it's about time.
Yeah,
like we got a little taste of that with DS9. It's about time we see more enlisted crew.
I mean, it's a proper like way it's built like that. You have to have your specialists and technicians and everything like that, right? Yeah. So I mean, like you can't just have officers everywhere like NOAA. No. It was a good time though. I can't wait for the next episode.
Oh, I cannot wait.
I even has this thing to set up so if I gotta watch it on this.
Oh, I gotta. I'm blown away. Like I'm literally speechless. Like,
it's
and
fun.
The show looks so good. Too.
Yeah.
Right. Like its production value. Now if I had to give it a serious criticism, the only criticism I would give it is that the ship looks too clean. Now I know it just went through a refit.
Yeah.
It just went like he just took it out of space dock in the first episode after its refit, fine and dandy. But to me, it still looks too perfect. Right? Like the ship is supposed to be like 25 years old at this point or something, or 20 years old.
Yeah.
Put some weathering on it. Right? Like give it a little bit of, there's still scorch marks on the bulkheads or something like that. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Rust running out of some around.
Yeah, right.
I know that, boys.
Yeah. So, I'm excited to see this. It's episodic, which is very nice to see because we're back to that 1 hour storytelling. No big story arc, no big serial theme running throughout the entire, no big bad.
Nope.
Right? So we're going to see a lot more traditional Trek. And I'm excited for it.
I like that.
I can't wait.
Hopefully we'll see the Romulans a bit more. I like to see that.
Yeah, and we, in this series and in Discovery, we need to see the Klingons again.
Yeah.
We need to see the Klingons again. Right? I want to see 31st century Klingons for the simple fact I want to see what's become of them. And I want to see the Klingons in this series. Are they going to be smooth heads or are they going to be crinkled forebrows?
Oh, that's the thing. There's different groups.
There's different groups. Right? Yeah.
I'm wondering, in 31st century, all the Klingons are all mellow now. They're all dope growers on some planet.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, just cover the chronic.
Yeah. Yeah. We gave them weed and they chilled right out.
All those long hairs are all dreadlocks.
All dreadlocks, that's right, yeah. They're all talking with the Genja.
Kalis chronic.
Kalis chronic, yeah.
If somebody has like that now.
House of
That's
Moog.
one thing. They got licensed booze. They need licensed weed now.
What are we talking about?
Star Trek licensed weed. Because I kind of want to see if I can find myself a bottle of Chateau Picard.
Yeah, but you know what? Because it's an American TV series, we're never going to see something like that until it gets legalized in the States.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, man, let's blow it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did have a bottle of Warnog, though.
I had Vulcan Ale. Beer. That's all it was.
That's all this was.
I want blood wine. That's what I want. I want to get some hands on some blood wine. You said Chateau Picard?
Yeah.
Would love to get my hands on some of that, too. These are actual alcoholic drinks, by the way, folks.
Yeah.
Like, you can go buy this. I think you have to buy it online. No, the NLC here had them.
They had some stuff. I don't know about Chateau Picard. I didn't see Chateau Picard, but they've had Star Trek stuff before. Yeah. Because they've had the 12 packs and that, too.
Yeah.
The mixer packs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to have to look online and see at some point because wouldn't mind having a bottle of the tree next Christmas.
That would be nice. That'd be very nice. Okay, moving away from Star Trek, because we're only down to our last 15 minutes here now. Of course, I want to dedicate some time to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I'm going to start with a criticism.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi's style didn't quite fit the MCU.
No?
I didn't feel like it.
I felt like it. He was trying to harken back to like those old movies from the 70s and 60s, those old horror movies, the thrillers and suspense ones.
Yes, it was still good. It worked for this movie.
Yeah.
But I don't think if they gave him reins on another film, it worked for this movie because
he would need to do something like Man Thing or something.
Yeah,
like that.
right. Like his style worked for this movie in particular because this had a horror theme running throughout it, and he's a horror director.
Yeah.
But if you were to take him and put him into a pure sci-fi, have him do an Iron Man movie, I don't think it would work.
Yeah, well, I mean, like he was still decent with the Spider-Man movies, but that was kind of like a whole era thing and everything.
Yeah,
but like, I'd want to see him do like more, and I think he'd probably be more comfortable doing stuff like Man Thing and stuff like the more darker areas. But like, that's why it did work for this, for me. Yeah, I liked it, but like. It turned into Evil Dead 4 like 3/4 of the way through, which
it was Evil Dead, like you said, like 3/4 of the way through.
You're gonna sleepwalk in his body? No, not alive.
Yeah,
I was like, oh no.
Yeah. So it was a really interesting take on the multiverse, and I'm a little. I'm now to start with. I gave it an 8. I'm giving it an 8.
I give it an 8.5. That's what I give.
Because I think it missed the opportunity that was presented in the What If series. Yeah. There was a lot of stuff happening in the What If series that could have been carried over into this movie. Okay, you tell me what you thought of it.
That was decent. I liked how it shed light on stuff, but didn't beat you over the head with stuff and like was pulling it off every 5 seconds. Like, you remember this? You remember that? Yeah. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, as well, the budget probably couldn't be. But like, we got to see certain things. Like, we got to see a version of Captain Carter. Yep. From before, in What If. We did see some sort of other What If-y kind of things, but not directly from What If, but like Captain Marvel, and this is a different person.
Yep. In this one, it's Maria Rambeau.
Yeah, she had the exposure.
The exposure.
And then, Black Bolt was there again, although in his traditional outfit.
But I really liked. Mm-hmm. And of course, played by Anson Mount.
Yeah, Anson Mount. But then we had Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four, the first we ever saw of either, and Professor Charles Xavier, but very much more like his animated series version with the levitating chair.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I thought was great. So they really drew on a lot of stuff. Now, I read online today that apparently Daniel Craig was actually tapped to play Mr. Fantastic, but I think John Krasinski got it. I think if they do a Fantastic Four movie, it's John Krasinski all the way.
He was signed a year and a half ago.
Nice.
Like they've been like as soon as they got the actual go ahead for the rights when the sale went through for Fox.
Yeah.
And they started developing. He's been already cast. There's talks that Emily Blunt, his wife, may play Sue Storm.
Oh, that's why I've been seeing pictures of her and a Sue Storm.
Because they're married in real life. Yeah, they're married.
That explains it. I didn't realize they were married in real life. IRL.
And you have seen her as a blonde in a few things. Although I liked her in The Edge of Tomorrow.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So let's get into the movie a little bit here now. So it starts off, we see Defender Strange and America Chavez running through the Dark Dimension. Yeah. Trying to get away from, I believe it was Shuma Gorath that was chasing them. I'm not entirely sure because it didn't, anyway, it was chasing them. Yeah. And Defender Strange realized that the only way to stop Shuma Gorath from take her powers, which is essentially kill her. Yeah. But she uses her powers, which she can't control, to go into our universe, our Marvel
616.
universe. The 616.
As they call it in the film.
I have a theory about that as well, because to me...
their 616.
Their 616, not our 616, right? Yeah. Because the Marvel MCU is actually universe 19999999.
Yeah.
But we see, Doctor Strange is kind of moved on. What's her name? Why can't I remember her name?
Yeah, I know you're talking about
his former girlfriend. Oh, what is her name? Anyway, she's getting married.
Christine Palmer.
Christine Palmer is getting married.
And they're at her wedding.
And we see... my foot's itchy. Sorry, you're going to get a stinky foot in there. But we see them at the wedding. They have a little bit of a conversation, and that's when the battle starts. And when we first get introduced to America Chavez in our universe. And of course, Wong is there. Wong is the Sorcerer Supreme. And because this was like a week and a half ago, I don't remember much of what went on. Fill in the blanks here for me, man.
Well, they defeat. Well, they don't call it Shuman-Gorath because they don't have the rights to the name because that's actually from H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah,
and they lost the rights to it. But yeah, they determine that it's a demon, yada yada, and it's been after her, and she says she's not from this universe, and so. They start going through the whole rigmarole of it, and at the same time, he goes to speak to Wanda about it, and, well, he discovers she's been really arms deep in the Darkhold.
She has become the Dark Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. Reshaping reality around herself and everything, and learns that he deduces that she's been the one sending the demons after America. Yeah. And so they go get her ready at the, what do you call it, the monastery or whatever it is.
Kamatage?
Yeah, the Kamatage. Yeah. And well, she basically comes and decimates the Kamatage.
And we see the Rinta, I think his name is, the big green water buffalo. Yeah. So that was kind of neat.
Yeah. He survived.
Yeah.
Not a lot of them did.
Wanda gave Strange the opportunity to avoid that entire battle. Yeah. And of course, Strange being this version of Strange, being who he was and whatnot, he basically told her to piss up a tree. Yeah. And they have this massive battle. Kamatage gets destroyed. Yeah. Everybody except for a handful of people gets killed. Yep. Wong gets taken captive by the Scarlet Witch.
The Darkhold's destroyed.
The Darkhold is destroyed. That's right. It did get destroyed, didn't it? Yeah. And we find out that the Darkhold is actually just a transcription. Yeah. From the words on the walls of a temple at
Wundagore Mountain.
And I was like, oh. We're going to go to Wundagore. Mm-hmm. And anybody who's familiar with the Scarlet Witch's backstory, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, and again, now we're getting into X-Men territory with Magneto. Magneto, their mother, who was married to, who had children with Magneto, brought Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch, Pietro and Wanda, to Wundagore to be raised by Bova, which was... human cow. Yeah. Cross.
One of the
species.
Animen or something like that.
Animen, that's what they were called, yeah. And who were created by the High Evolutionary. Yeah. That's a lot of Marvel history for you right there. Anyway.
Time. Very instrumental.
Continue. Carry
after that, they ended up having to flick through all the different multiverses, universes. Like they went to one where pizza balls are a thing, and they run into Pizza Daddy.
Pizza Daddy
played by Bruce Campbell. And so instead of like her getting beat, he casts a spell on him. He starts smacking himself.
Punching himself.
He's going to wear off in a few hours or a few weeks. Apparently by the end of the credits.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just beating the crap out of himself. Yeah. It cut to it again at some point, wasn't it? Or anyways, but like
he just right at the end, I think they cut back to it.
But like they're hopping through different universes, and the one that they hopped to was where he dies at the end of Endgame.
Yeah,
but
which was the universe 883.
Yeah, I think 883 or something like that. Yeah, and they reveal actually he didn't die that way. They killed him because he was using the Darkhold. It was corrupting him. Yeah, and so they had to, and then they figure any strangers that come around, and they are evil, and they lock them in irons and everything like that, and study the two of them, and bring them before the Illuminati. Which is Professor Charles Xavier, their Monica Rambeau version of Captain Marvel, Captain Carter, Black Bolt, Mr. Fantastic, and Baron Karza. Or not Baron Karza, that's from friggin' Markonauts. Mordo. Yeah. I was reading Markonauts the other day. But they like, oh, we got to get rid of you because all the strangers are bad, but he contemplates his case, and Xavier looks into his mind, and he's good. And, yada yada, but then Wanda takes over one of her versions from this universe.
From that universe.
And you discover side effect whenever she lets go, one after she possesses them, they get their powers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're powerless until she possesses them, and they start getting chaos magic, because that comes round about, because later on in the film, she goes again to try to take kids, and that version of her is there and is actually using magic to defend them.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
But like, yeah, they have to hop through another reality because she cuts Captain Carter in half. She unravels from Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, man. Literally,
Black Bolt
turns him into spaghetti.
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic. Black Bolt, I'm sorry, that was the best death scene in the entire
took his mouth off.
sequence.
He screams in a panic and implodes his own head.
Blows the back of his own head. I was like, oh, that's brutal.
Yep.
That's brutal.
Yep.
There's some rumors going around that Captain Marvel actually didn't die.
No. She's
So-
just incapacitated. That's what I thought, too. She just had something dropped on her. She was just
something dropped on her.
She's rather durable.
Yeah.
She should have been able to be thrown through the stone kind of thing. So, no, I'd say she probably still survived. And, well,
Professor Xavier got his neck snapped.
in his own mind.
In his own mind.
Yeah. She plays real dirty.
And I loved, like, you already said that this was the Xavier from the animated series. And I loved when he used his powers.
Yeah.
He puts his hands to the temples, and you can see, like, the waves of psionic energy coming off him.
Which is,
that's
they never did that before in the other X-Men movies either.
No, it's the first time they did it.
This is much more like
And he was in the yellow hover chair.
Yep.
Oh, it was just so good.
Didn't they play a couple bars of the theme when he came in?
When he came in, they played a couple bars of the theme.
Yeah, to just cement, this is the animated one. This is not the Fox live action Xavier.
Yeah. And Mr. Fantastic, when he showed up, he came through one of Dr. Doom's, what is it called? Time. It's a transportation device that he stands on, and
it's Ramatut.
Yeah, what was it called?
And time platform or something.
Time
like
platform or something like that. Yeah, he comes through one of those, and I was like, "Ooh, that was interesting."
Yeah, so they got him and the Baxter Corporation.
The Baxter Corporation, yeah,
who Christine works for in this universe.
Yeah,
and gets them free, and then they hop through into another universe, and this one's
Sinister Strange.
Yep, and this one's actually collapsing because this is two universes converging on each other.
So this was not the what if Sinister Strange.
No. This is another Strange who was playing with the Darkhold and used the Darkhold to try to do something, but brought over another universe, and the two universes are collapsing on each other.
Right.
Because you see, like, it's just falling apart.
He's the only survivor.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And so they had to battle him for that stuff, etc. And then they got into the Sam Raimi stuff, the camera angles and everything.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that battle between them though, because they were using musical notes, and as the musical notes were being shot at them, the music was playing. So I was like, "Oh, that's kind of unique."
You're getting into more of the visual representation of a comic book battle, which is great. It's just they're using music as weaponry, actual music notes. This is what wizards do. This is like almost like the Sorcerer's Apprentice kind of stuff. Right? This was making me think it was like Fantasia.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Yeah, they did that. Oh crap, we're almost running out of time.
We're getting really close to the end of the show.
Long story short, at one point he's incapacitated. He has to possess the dead Defender Strange from before. And so, like,
which is like, I really thought that was going to be Zombie Strange.
Yeah.
I guess in a way it was, but
then
not
the
the way I
demons
thought.
that were after him because he's is such a perversion of whatever, and then he takes over the demons and they become his own cloak for this Demon Strange. It's just like, oh my god! And then the battle, and then the sweet little moment in the middle of her. Demon Strange looks at her and says, "I realize, no, I don't have to kill you. You have to get your powers."
Yeah,
it's like fairy godmother moment. It's great. It's just like it. It's everywhere this film was,
everywhere.
And then
it's so everywhere.
Everything is solved, and Wanda destroys every copy of the Darkhold across the multiverse. Destroys the temple, and it's debated whether or not she took herself with it. America is now like learning at the Comitage. And Strange's third eye's opened. Some are saying that's not corruption. That's the Eye Agamotto.
Oh, it could be.
Whenever you'd use the Eye Agamotto to get the third eye, it manifests.
Oh, okay.
That's what they're saying this is that he's being drawn to the Eye Agamotto. Because that's what unlocks his third eye mainly.
Interesting.
And then Clea shows up.
I know at first, I believe we thought it would have been Saturn.
Yeah.
But it's Clea.
Yeah, she's Clea. She's credited as Clea and is jumping right into her stuff.
Yeah. So I was like, ooh.
And they gets married at some point.
That's right.
So
he finally gets to hook up with someone. And that was really interesting to see Charlize Theron pop on screen as Clea.
She's got a great presence. I love her.
Yeah.
I love
and her comic book history is a little bit messed up too, because she's the daughter of Dormammu, who we saw in the first movie.
And she's basically been raised in the dark dimension.
Yeah, but she's good.
Yeah.
So it's the next movie is going to be very, very interesting. My God, we got like 50 seconds left. And then of course the final end credit is Bruce Campbell just popping himself in the face, and then it stops and he looks in the screen and he goes, "It's over," and that's cut to black. And I'm like, thank you, Sam, you jackass. All right, so we're down to the last 30 seconds. So we'll be back next week.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be back.
I will. And she should be off too.
Wait, is next week the long weekend?
Oh, yeah. Next week is May 2-4. We got to see because I got to see if I'm working. If we're
Yeah,
gonna
you
be
got to
open
see if
or
you're
not.
working, and we got to see if there's anything else going on. Social stuff going on.
Yeah.
I got to find the right mouse here now. All right, so we may be back next week. Same Geek time, same Geek channel. Say goodnight, Geek.
Good night.